bum, bucket a bum, bucket a bum, bucket a bum, bucket a doo, 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 bucket a bum. Now, it really is Von Erich time here. Now, we haven't had an awful lot of that in this WCCW series, which I'm doing for the marvellous A Plus Productions. And of course, Steve Smith's Rambling Reviews, the reviews of which are rabble. So yeah, there haven't had a lot of the Von Erichs. We have seen them on a duck hunt, of course, in the past, but you're going to get quite a lot of it this week. Quite a lot. This is from 1984, of course, and it's from the 14th of April 1984. We've passed April Fool's Day, and Reagan is still in the White House. Ha ha ha, it's a political joke, and there you go. Now, the first thing we get is, and this is a WCCW Encore, World Class Championship Wrestling, of course, folks, out of Texas, and it's an encore match, which I think might have been, we've got the show in the morning, and then we do one in the evening as well, because they've got a special guest, and by God, is it a special guest? It's Andre the Giant, and he's working with Iceman King Parsons, who's very popular, against both destroyers, Super Destroyers. Super D's. One of the Destroyers backpedals as Andre gets in the ring. I love it. He puts shoulders to both of them. Neither Destroyer wants Andre. When he gets in, he stands on the hand. He's having a good time in there. That's what Bill Mercer tells us. It's well sold by the Destroyer. He then runs into Andre's butt. Andre just bends over. He really prepares it. So he just runs into it. Boing. Then Andre's put down with a drop kick, and they set about him a bit. They then drop Pieman King Parsons. Pieman King Pieman. They drop him over the top rope, and they really take it to him. Andre's trying to get in, but he can't. It's a hot tag, though, and then there are big shots when Andre gets in. A headbutt, he throws Iceman King Parsons, who's a big dude, onto both of them. Kamala gets in, gets some shots to Andre. Andre then smacks in one who falls through the ropes and out to the floor. Crowd are absolutely loving this, particularly when Iceman King Parsons shines Andre's wrestling boots. It's a DQ, but who cares? It's just really good. And what's not so good is what comes next. We see the Von Erichs, that'll be Kerry and Kevin and Mike, in the ring and wrestling and all that, and then outside the ring and going to the ring and being grabbed by girls, and then Kerry riding a horse with his bare chested with his top off. Yeah, he's riding a horse because you like to ride a horse with your top off. I'm afraid I can't possibly wear a shirt not to ride this one. It's extraordinary. It's really long. They go for the whole song. It's about 5 minutes. We don't really need it, because it's holding up the Missing Link versus Mike Gallagher match, or maybe we do need a bit longer. The Missing Link does all the stuff that he does, he does the grabbing of the hair, and the headbutt. Gallagher's a good looking boy. Akbar has trouble with the Link, trying to get him in and all that. He gets some shots in, does Mike Gallagher. There's a drop kick, but in the end, the Link comes off the second rope with a headbutt, gets the pin. And now you get your two Von Erich matches. So you've got Kerry versus Super D1. There's a test of strength. Von Erich's drop kick is very nice from there. Super D1 bails, and then Erich is thrown out. He walks it off. He's not told by the referee to get in. Bill Mercer doesn't say, "Oh, what a coward," or anything like that. Oh no. And the Super Destroyer brings him in hard way by a suplex. He then tries for a super suplex, according to Bill Mercer. A superplex, you mean, Bill? Yeah. But Erich kicks him off. Von Erich kicks him off, turns round on the second rope and drops a rather clunky looking arm for the pin. It wasn't great. A clunky elbow drop, should I say. It wasn't great, But he will fight, of course, very soon in the Parade of Champions, and he will beat the NWA champion, Ric Flair, and be the champion for a number of months, I think. Because of the David sad demise and all of that. Anyway, Kevin and Mike Von Erich, the Von Erich brothers, you're getting a belly full of Von Erichs on this one, fight Kelly Kaniski and Buddy Roberts here. Now, Hayes is there as a second, which leads me to think, why are you not fighting with your Freebird compatriot? Why are you not doing that? Why are you there as a second? He talks to Buddy Roberts before they start the match. Oh yes, giving advice. Well, why isn't he helping him in the ring? I don't know. Kevin throws Kiniski out to start. I know they're trying to push Kelly Kiniski, who they first of all started to say was a face, but now he's a heel, of course. So he throws him out straight away. Mike gets a head scissors, then works the leg. Kevin gets a slam and a very high elbow drop. He gets some wicked air on that one, folks. Then there's a Kiniski slam and a backbreaker, which is very nice. And Terry Von Erich, who's just been wrestling, has hit the showers and come back in because Michael Hayes is on the outside, and he doesn't want him to get involved in the match. He might not want him to get involved in the music business. And I, having listened to Out of the Streets, or how he's called, his album, I can heartily endorse not letting him get involved in that business. It's not very good, folks. That's all I can say. I have reviewed it on this podcast. Do have a listen. Yes, Steve Swiss Family Reviews. Now, Kiniski then gets thrown into Mike's knee, his head is thrown into the knee. Buddy gets a swinging neck breaker, which is very nice. And Mike then comes back with a crossbody, a high crossbody, for only a 1 count. That Buddy Roberts is very, very resilient, you know. Then Terry is in, Hayes is in, there's a DQ. In comes Terry Bam Bam Gordy. They're all in. You know, in comes Mick McManus, and then you've got Andy Robinson's in there, yeah. You've got Amy's in there, Jerry Lawler. No, not those, but you know, Bam Bam Gordy's in there. Hayes hits Roberts. He takes the boot off, hits him by mistake with the boot. It's bound to happen. Mike then smacks Gordy with the same boot, who bails. They all bail, and Hayes is not very happy because he's only got 1 boot on, and you can see he's got 1 boot and 1 sock. It's not going to be easy walking home like that, so he wants the boot back. And of course, the Von Erichs are very keen to give him the boot if they come into the ring, which they eventually do and get smacked about a lot. So they then bail again, and the crowd are bloody loving it. This was not really a very good episode, but the crowd loved it because they love the Von Erichs, and it's all built round them, isn't it? Fritz and all the brothers, the storyline, all of that, riding bare-chested through the forest, all that kind of stuff. The modern day warrior, Kerry, Kevin with the shoeless Kevin, and Mike, who's not really got his kind of character there. I don't actually think ever really did, which I think is one of the problems. But the crowd love him. No Chris Adams, no Garvin. They'll be fighting in the main event next week, which will be great. But this was all about the Von Erichs and Andre the Giant. Marvellous to see him. Great big guest. Love all that, and I'm enjoying this very much. I hope you are too, and I hope you will listen to me next week when we move on to the end of April. We do, with shoulder pads aplenty and leg warmers, keeping your ankles nice and toasty. Ta-ta.